Ramble.
Thank you to Macys for sponsoring this episode. Good morning, everybody. So happy to see all of you for this very special podcast. Very, very special podcast. As you know, you are listening to You Can Sit With Us. I am Ariel, and with me today, I have, sitting in the hot seats, I got Maggie.
Hello.
And surprise, guys, we have Rainie sitting in one of our seats today.
I'm so excited.
The two youngest and most beautiful. But yeah, we have no Matt and no Becky today.
Yeah.
Everybody's in
New York.
all their random places. New York, yes. The boys are shooting in New York.
They're shooting. They're doing some other stuff. Their Food Network show comes out depending on when this is released. So you may have watched that already. Very exciting.
Woo, woo.
Wednesday.
Are we going to have a party?
I wonder, you should just come over. I mean, it's just me and Ariel pretty much that are in town this week. Should we just
why don't you come over to my house?
Yeah, let's have a viewing party. Let's do it.
Then I don't have to get a babysitter.
Yeah. That and like, I don't know. Do you get really scared when Ned's, well, I guess you have babies, but I
Ned's gone.
I get really spooked. Really
I did
spooked.
not sleep last night.
Yeah.
It was, and Bean gets really, it's so, okay. Yes, I get spooked, but Bean acts strangely when Ned's not there. I think that he's always waiting for him to come home.
Or he's just feels like all the pressure.
Or he has to like protect the house. And so, you know, Bean is sleeping on our bed. That's a new thing as of like a year ago. We used to have him in his crate, but so he sleeps on the bed and he'll just sort of start growling in the middle of the night. He'll just be like,
that's so scary.
And anytime he hears like one of the babies move or something like that, he's like, oh, what is it? What is that?
Yeah.
You know, and so then it wakes me up and it gets me all freaked out.
Yeah.
But I woke up last night and I swear I heard like a conversation happening.
At what time?
Outside, but
At like 2 a.m., 4 a.m.?
Yeah. You too? Maybe it's no. But it was on the side where there are no windows. So it's just a wall. Like I could hear it through the wall.
Huh.
And this has happened before. It's the same wall that the boys have their windows on.
Yeah.
And so if there was like a really loud conversation going on, they would probably wake up.
Right.
You know, if a conversation woke me up through a wall, it would have woken them up through their window. So I think I was dreaming it. Or
is it the air conditioning unit on that side?
Oh.
Having a full-blown conversation.
Sometimes I will think my air conditioning unit is like, you know,
Yes.
no.
That.
When I'm spooked out, I'll think it's a conversation.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Sometimes I hear conversations in the boys' noise machine.
Sure. Yeah.
Right?
Ew.
Yeah,
Really?
it's weird. It's weird because we have the monitors on like very low still for both boys, and they get like white noise at night, and sometimes I swear I can hear words in the white noise.
Really?
Yeah, but you get spooked too.
Yeah, I've been having people over almost every night for dinner. One, because I have just so many leftovers, but I'm like, please just be here.
Just be here until I have to fall asleep.
Yeah. And like nothing gets really past Bowie, but I'm still, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like if there's a dog in the house, I'm like, they're going to figure it out before me.
Oh,
so if they're not freaking out and like growling, I feel like they do that all the time. But if they're not like literally like screaming at the door, I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Rain, do you have a dog?
I grew up with dogs, but I don't have one right now. I really want one, but my apartment does not allow them.
They
Are
don't
you-
allow. So
Are you
bummer.
big dog, little dog?
I'm a big dog girl, but I feel
Big
like
dog girl. I'm a big dog
I'm
girl.
a big dog girl. I really want like a German Shepherd or like a giant dog.
Ooh.
But I probably, the next dog I get is probably going to be itty bitty so I can take it on the plane so I can go home and stuff.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Did you guys grow up with dogs?
I didn't. I actually wasn't allowed to have, I had all sorts of animals just because my parents were so against having dogs. Just being like,
So you had, like, hamsters.
one of three girls. Both my parents worked full time. They're like, we do
Yeah.
not
5
have,
animals in the
can't
house.
take care.
Yeah.
we can't do anymore. And my mom was kind of a neat. She was very organized and didn't like excess hair. So I've had parakeets, cockatoos, canaries, rats,
Maggie, those are
mice.
all. I was going to say those are all birds.
Yeah, I've had a lot of birds. We used to live very close. I think it still exists. A bird farm where you could
What?
go and just like get all your bird feed supply, different kinds of little cages and stuff like that. And they had all sorts of exotic birds. I never had anything like crazy intense, but yeah.
Do you think you'd ever get a parrot?
No.
No, never?
No.
Why?
I feel like, I don't know. I was in charge of cleaning all the cages just because I wanted the pet so bad. And my parents were like, okay, we've got all sorts of fish. I went through like a saltwater fish phase and it was very difficult, like maintaining the levels, on all of that. One, very expensive. And two, like if you just mess up one little thing, it kills the entire ecosystem and the coral and everything like that. So got past that. Never had any reptiles. Yeah. But I always told my mom, as soon as like I'm able to get a dog, I'm going to do it. And I just kept like putting it off until Zach and I were like 1 year dating and I just decided to get a dog when he was out of town.
Ooh, I remember that. That was fun.
Yeah. Zach was not pleased. We weren't living together at the time, but he was like, we're doing something. I thought you were my person and I thought we'd make this decision together. I was like, I don't live with you.
I'll make my own decision.
I was like, I got this. And he's like, of course I'm going to help you. I was like, okay. Cool.
Great. But
it takes, dogs are, thank God for Zach. Because so some days I'm like, oh, being single, it's hard.
It is hard.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
One day.
Wait, how did you and Ned decide to get Bean?
We were ready for kids.
Joint decision.
So Ned did not grow up with dogs. His mom is allergic, and he was actually scared of dogs for most of his life, and basically avoided them, like fully avoided them. And I grew up with dogs. I'm all about like. We had multiple dogs when I was growing up, mostly small dogs. We had like a dachshund at one point. My grandmother has always had Malteses. And yeah, I just always remember there being a dog in our house. You sit on the couch, the dog jumps up and sits next to you. And, like we were also, after we got a dog and trained Bean and, kind of all of that, I realized how little training the dogs that I grew up with had.
Oh yeah.
We were not like good dog people. The dogs.
That's like what a family dog is though. There's so many people interacting. You can't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As long as they're good with kids, like dog's a dog.
Yeah.
So we decided that we wanted to. I kind of decided that I wanted a dog, and then Ned finally was like, "Okay, we can get a dog."
Exposure therapy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's kind of what it was.
Yeah.
And so we got him, but the two sort of caveats that we had were that he had to be hypoallergenic for Ned's mom, and that we would get him as a puppy so that we could train him. Because Ned, I think he was afraid of bad dogs. He was afraid of dogs that like jumped on people and and here's Bean, who is always jumping on people. Miles is laughing.
I'm actually laughing because my dog jumps on people.
I know. It's like it's very difficult to get your dog not to jump on people. They're just so excited. They're just so excited.
He's little also. Bean, I feel like in the photos
little.
look big, but I saw him in the office once. I was like, oh my gosh, he's a tiny itty bitty.
He's he's a miniature Labradoodle. And so, but he looks like
he photographs big.
Yeah, he photographs big. If there's nothing around him to sort of show you what size he is, he looks like a full size Labradoodle.
Yeah.
But no, he's like half the size of a normal Labradoodle.
Yeah.
He's a great dog though.
Funny
Love
guy.
that dog. And he's getting really good with the kids. Finn is absolutely enamored with him.
Oh,
enamored, which is exactly what I always wanted.
Yeah, a dog baby duo.
Yes,
I love that.
Like Finn was walking Bean down the street the other day, and like Bean, like
that is so cute.
It was precious. It was precious. Finn felt like a big kid, and Bean, like is such a good walker. He just walked right next to him. He's not like pulling on the leash or anything like that, and so I wasn't worried about Finn falling over, Bean running away or anything. I was like, this is what it was all for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Miles, what's going through your head right now? Miles has a.
Ooh, I'm worried. I could be only because I'm like the dog and the baby and it's hard. But I will say, Birdie is very good with little kids. Loves little kids. Loves little babies. When we're walking, like at a coffee shop, there's a baby. Birdie's making himself very small. He's he's going over. He's licking their feet. So he really likes little kids.
Yeah, that's good.
Which is really great. I think that my concern is just that I'm like, well, when he gets amped up, he's going to be moving all around, and it's like I don't want him to, somehow like, step near the baby and the baby gets upset or step on the baby. So that's kind of what I'm trying to avoid.
Yeah.
But I think he's generally pretty good.
Yeah.
He's like, he gets amped up when people first enter the home, which is like,
normal.
He's a dog. Yeah. So it's like that happens, but then he calms down as it goes on. And so I think that he's going to be good.
I mean, Birdie's a sweet dog.
Very sweet. He's really good. He's wacky, but he's good.
He's wacky.
He's just big. I don't think he thinks he's big.
Yeah. And there's like, I don't know, it's trial and error until he knows like how I interact with this new thing. Like he's not going to know.
Exactly.
And that's what baby pens are for. You put your baby in the pen.
Yeah.
The baby plays in the pen. Birdie watches the baby.
That's what dog crates are for too. Sometimes Bean just gets so amped up and I'm like, okay, you need a
pug.
a little relax over here.
Yeah. I'm a big supporter of the dog jail. We are putting Birdie in dog jail.
Yeah, and Birdie knows place too.
He goes place, yeah.
place.
Birdie's good at place. But also recently, something that's been really nice is Birdie's been going into his crate and sleeping on his own.
Oh, wow.
Which is like, ooh, that's nice.
That's nice,
Because I'm like, that's like...
The training worked.
The training has been working. Everything I've been building towards.
Yeah.
What's your guys' dog's personalities? Like, how would you describe their attitude?
Oh.
Good question.
Bowie is an energy sponge. If you give him if you smile at him for just like a second and you walk into the door, he's like, I'm on at 120 miles an hour. What do you want? And he just needs an itinerary. As soon as a new person comes in, he's like, Mom, what are we doing? Do you want me to lay down? Do you want me to play with this person? I'm one or the other. So place work is our best friend. One of it's just like Australian Shepherds in general are very like high energy.
Yeah.
So, and they're working breeds. So they're like, okay, I need to know what's going on. So whatever you want, he's just eager to please. So
He's so sweet.
yeah, which is like when you're trying to bring him, like I've tried bringing him to like cute little flea markets and stuff. And like, it's all good if everyone ignores him. And the second anyone like smiles at him and was like, hi, cutie face. I'm like, oh, it's over.
Nobody is going to ignore that dog.
I know.
He's so beautiful. And those blue eyes, like they're going to look him right in the eyeballs and he's going to go, oh, hello.
Yes. He's like, oh, you want to go? So that's Bowie in a nutshell.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Ariel, what
such a
about
good
you?
dog.
What about Bean?
Bean's funny. He's changed as he's gotten a little bit older. I mean, Bean's almost 8. I know.
Wow.
I know.
Big boy.
I know. He's an energetic dog for sure. He gets the zoomies sometimes, but most of the time he just likes to sit around. He's not a snuggly dog.
My dog is not snuggly.
Yeah, he's not a snuggle muff. Even when he was a puppy, he preferred to lay on the floor when we're watching TV or something like that, rather than to snuggle on the couch with us. And I always grew up with dogs who like they are in the crevice of your leg, like between the couch and your leg.
Yeah.
Just that good little spot. No, Bean never wanted to do that. Even
Maybe
if
he's too hot.
Maybe he's too hot. I don't know. So he's either laying on the floor or he'll be laying on like somewhere else on the couch.
Yeah.
And if you get too close to him, he'll move.
No way.
Yeah, he'll move.
Goodbye.
I know. And he doesn't really like walks.
Oh.
Isn't that wild? Interesting. Yeah. He it's kind of you have to force him to leave the house.
Yeah.
I like put on his thing and then he'll just sit and I'll be like, okay, we're leaving, let's go. Give him a little tug.
Yeah.
And then he's like, fine. And he'll go outside but he walks very slowly when we're going away from the house.
Yeah.
And he walks very quickly when we're going back to the house.
Something I did notice about Bean when he was a puppy though, because you got him shortly before we got Bowie.
Right.
Was I was like, oh, like leash training, it's like walking is just going to be a breeze. Look like how well like Ned and Ariel did. They gave us their training book. It's all going to be good. Yeah. Bowie just like as a puppy, he was hard to leash train. It was like end of the leash, fling.
He's always pulling.
Yeah, but Bean was such an angel.
He
angel dog.
Yeah, we never really used like heel, but we definitely asked him to walk next to us instead of walking ahead. But we also used that easy walk.
We used that on
harness.
Bowie. Bowie was just walking sideways the whole time because he just kept hitting the end. But I just realized Bowie needs like structured sniff time. So I'd be like, okay, go sniff. And this is like his time to read the newspaper.
Yeah.
And then I call him back to me. And then I was like, okay, now we walk to like get exercise in.
Yeah.
And then like 5 minutes later, I'll like drop the leash. I'm like, okay, you can sniff now. You can read your paper.
Yeah.
Because it's both mental and physical.
Yeah.
Win-win.
A thank you to Macys. We love Macys here on You Can Sit With Us. We think it's such a wonderful place for clothes, gifts, fashion advice, and they have an amazing home section. I personally love approaching the fall and getting little ghosts and little pumpkin spice candle moment. And if you want to give your space a little refresh this fall while also making it really feel like you, Macys is the perfect place to look. One theme that might interest you is their farmhouse trend, especially for those of you who are new to city living that maybe miss the countryside or the small town vibe that you grew up in. I love being able to update my home decor to match kind of my childhood bedroom. We're having a big old Y2K revival, and I just love myself a little jelly moment. With cozy blankets and bedding, all sorts of decorations from shiny new dinnerware to lush foliage and more, Macys can help you truly own your living space and make it exactly what you want it to be. So head on over to Macys.com/ownyourstyle. That's Macys.com/ownyourstyle.
But Bean, he lights up when he goes to the dog park. He loves other dogs, and he's always like trying to get him to play with him.
Yeah.
You know, he'll get him all amped up. He's like he's the cruise director at a dog park. He'll sort of walk up and be like, yo, let's go. You want to play? You want to play? You want to play? You want to play? No, you want to play? Yeah, he loves it. He's such a jumpy, he's a totally different dog at the dog park. Wait, I was going through our questions for today, and there is one that is all about walking your dog.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let me ask this question.
Yeah.
Because I thought that this would be a really good question for Maggie.
Okay.
Neighborhood dog mom. Hi, ladies and Miles. I have been a huge fan of the podcast for ages and have always loved the advice section, and I could use some of your advice right now. I have a question for the dog moms in the studio. Woo. I am a young woman living on my own in a mid-sized city with my senior pup, Chloe. Mm-hmm. We love going on frequent walks through our urban neighborhood, stopping in dog-friendly shops to get treats and water breaks, and she has become quite the local favorite in the neighborhood. On these walks, we often get stopped by passersby. Chloe's super cute and friendly, so I don't blame them. I don't mind families with small children or groups of friends when they chat for a minute or two, but I do get uncomfortable when adult men on their own try to pet my dog or walk with us for a distance or engage with us for a prolonged period of time.
Prolonged.
Yeah. I know. It makes me uncomfortable just reading it. I've even had men at bus stops try to whistle and clap their hands at my dog to try to draw her and ultimately me to them. Or others who would walk with us for minutes on end, even when I change direction frequently, which gives me the major ick. I'm usually too polite to be rude to these strange men, but I'm not sure how to maneuver these situations. As a young lady living alone, I try to stay as safe as possible and be aware of my surroundings at all times, even changing up our walking route and times to not build a trackable routine to those who have ill intentions. That's very smart. Do you have any tips on how to avoid creepy men when walking your overly friendly dog? And how rude is too rude to strangers who may just be wanting to pay my dog a compliment? With love, a cautious dog mom.
The fact that she has to like maneuver her walks to avoid
I know
and not let people know her route sucks.
Has this ever happened to you?
Has this happened to me? Oh yeah. People whistle all the time, try and get our attention. I think, where was I? I think I was in line, and you're allowed to bring dogs into Lowe's, and I was just grabbing a couple things for the house, and I had probably like an 18-year-old kid with his parents just like sitting on the floor, like all up in Bowie's face. And we were just like in the checkout line. And like, I was fine with it for the beginning, but one, he didn't ask. And like, usually when I take Bowie to Lowe's, it's because I want to get him used to being in a public environment and like be ignored and just like come with me and not, it's structured like, let's go run an errand.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like playtime. But the kid was just like on the ground, like petting, getting him all excited and stuff. And I like tried to position my body. And I was like, oh, thanks for saying hi. And I like closed off my body, and he just kept advancing with us into the guest checkout line. And I was like, oh my God, what do I do here? And his parents were just like, oh, just smiling.
He's so friendly.
Yeah. So it got to the point where I was just like, we really need to, like, I am late for something, so I would really appreciate it if we could
Leave.
I don't remember how I said it. I was just like, have a good day, and just like closed my body off. I'm so mean.
Were you still in the line?
Yes.
That's so hard.
And like, I don't mind when it's like a pet, but it was like a good like 7 minutes of just lingering. And I was just like, can we? And he was starting to jump and lick. And I was like, oh God.
Right.
I think with that question though, you can always just like, you can be as mean as you want.
Yeah, you can
I
always
feel like,
say-
yeah, generally you have to be nice, but like men on the street.
No, you don't owe them anything. And I think that usually if they're grown men, they'll probably ask before they touch your dog, because you don't know. There's sometimes dogs look very friendly and like they do not like other people.
Yeah.
So if they say, hi, can I pet your dog? You can always just say, sorry, my dog is not comfortable, or we're working on training right now. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We appreciate
that's
the
a good-
compliment.
yeah.
That's really good. Yeah. I see some people with, like harnesses and things that say like, don't pet.
Yeah, because there's certain dogs that just like do not like their personal space invaded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like this dog and dog mom are like, minor celebrities in the neighborhood. And, are just, and
That's what's hard. Is like, it's known that this dog is like friendly.
Like, this is a super
Like,
friendly dog.
yeah.
I know.
There's a local park by us, and there's a girl who lives in that neighborhood, and there's like an area of that park around like 5 or 6 p.m. that there's a lot of dogs that will go there and like meet up, and it's dogs of the neighborhood. I think she must be like in her early 20s or something, but she always, whenever she sees Zach and I, she starts sprinting after us. And like the first time it happened, I felt so bad because Bowie was so excited. Like he hit the end of the leash. And he's just like bouncing, and she's like, can I pet your dog? And I was like, oh, thank you so much for asking. But I felt so bad. I was like, not this time.
I don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah. Because he was just like, what is this for like excited human being? And then I saw her later, and she was just like running among all the dogs and like petting them. I think she just really loves, she is probably just like me when I was like
Just starved for any sort of canine attention.
Yeah. I used to go to dog parks with my friends with dogs just so I could just like smile at and like watch dogs be happy. There's nothing that makes me happier than seeing dogs run together and play. It's just my serotonin just like for the day is so happy.
Yeah.
I think that question also speaks to something interesting that I wonder if you guys can touch on, but the idea of like unlearning politeness.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
I think like, in this case, I think it's always, you can just like this face where you're like, instead of like smiling, it's not like a mean thing, but it's like definitely not like an interface that is like approachable. But I think also like, a lot of times when I'm walking, I'll like look bad. I'll like try and like push out my stomach. And like sort of just like
purposely
punch.
like sped up my pace and like do not make eye contact. I feel so bad, but I think that politeness kind of doesn't serve you in situations like that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's just so hard. If somebody is trying to make eye contact with you, it's very difficult for me not to reciprocate,
Yeah.
And maybe that is that it's that learned politeness where you're just raised to like be polite and make that eye contact and reciprocate, kindness, friendliness. It doesn't even have to be kindness. It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like there's so many, that's a great question because I think there's so many situations where I'm sort of where politeness actually isn't really like appropriate or needed. And like, I think like you guys have been in serious relationships, but like dating, I think a lot of times if like men are just like mean and rude and then I'll still be like, totally understand, like I got you, but like I'm just trying to let you know how it felt from my perspective. And sometimes it's just like, no, you don't like really have to do that. It's just like, yeah, I'm like, I gotta go. Like, I'm out. This is not,
This is not serving
this
me.
is not fun.
Yeah.
Or like I think like professional settings too, where it's like, I don't really know. I feel like there's so many in school, so many times where like being like, tee, like, oh my gosh, I know. It's just like, you don't need to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You're just being friendly or polite.
Yeah. A lot of times I'll like be like, well, how would a man do this? And then I'll do it.
Interesting.
How would I handle this?
Yeah. Well, I will say in college, I was like, so I wanted to intern at WGBH, which is like Boston Public Radio. And I applied and absolutely did not get it because I was like, I'd never written like a single article before. And I like was like, hey, like, can I be your summer intern? And he was like, definitely not. Like, you are not qualified. But then I like worked at the like local PBS station, and I was like, okay, well, I've worked in media now, so like I think I'm good. But I was also like, I think I was working at the time with this like Harvard guy, and he was just like doing absolutely nothing the whole time, and I was like, this guy, like I could do that. Like all these men are just sort of like, oh, like pretend like you're good, and then you're good. And so I was like, I'm going to do that with like take 2 on this WGBH.
You're finessing your way, Rainie.
I love that.
Yeah. It's
Fake
just
it till
like-
you make it.
Yeah.
You
so,
should have been
yeah.
like, oh, you say I'm not qualified, but I'm going to come back with it and I'm going to tell you why I am.
Yeah, that's
And-
literally, that's how
And they're going to be
yeah.
like, whoa.
Good for you. I love that.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, but there's a catch because I did that where I was like, okay, well, I've like worked in media, and I sat next to somebody who was reporting because I was working on a history show, and he was like, okay. And honestly, I don't think there was a single person who had applied for a fall internship. So that's a helpful hint. If you guys are in college, always apply to the fall ones, not the summer ones, because summer ones is like super competitive. Fall ones, super not competitive. But so once I got there, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know anything about this. I'm so underqualified. I have no idea how to do this. And I was like, honestly, you got to give it credit to those guys, like those frat boys, because they're doing a job that they don't know how to do.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of it is
yeah.
faking it till they make it.
Yeah.
My dad tried to instill that into me at a very young age. He's like, if you don't meet all the qualifications on a job application, you still apply. My dad had such false confidence. I don't remember if I ever told this story on the podcast, but he was working in New York, or he was living in New York, and he was looking for a job, and he decided that he wanted to work in a pizza shop.
Yeah.
He had just moved from Peru, and he's like, I don't know how to make pizzas, but I'm going to stand outside of the store for like multiple hours and teach myself. I'm going to teach myself how to
Just
throw a
watch
pizza.
everybody how to do it.
Yeah. And so he lied in the interview, got the job. And like the first day, he wasn't able to churn out as many pizzas as the average pizza man.
Sure. He's still new to the job.
And he ended up leaving at the end of the week. But he's like, but that should be a lesson. Like, I mean, it didn't go well for him. But he's like, if I would have kept up at it, and like nobody is born and comes out of the womb knowing how to toss a pizza.
Yeah.
You
You have to learn.
have to learn.
That's interesting. So you called it false confidence.
Yeah.
Like, what's the difference between false confidence and confidence?
Exactly. What's the difference between like, what is confidence other than, like, I guess confidence could be knowing that you can do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that idea of like, maybe false confidence doesn't exist. Maybe it's just confidence. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something
Being
to
like
think about.
really sure in yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I'll figure it
Because
out.
me and my sisters were discussing it when we were talking to him, because I feel like, I don't know, like sociologically how we're raised, we're like, we try and be honorable, and we're like, I'm not going to apply for this job if I don't have 2 of the 8 skills that they're asking for.
Maybe the honorable thing to do would be apply and then say,
By the way,
I don't actually know how to do this. Is there somebody here who could teach me?
Yeah. Or I know I have the majority of the skills, but am happy to learn, and I'm
Yeah.
open and flexible on learning these remaining 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah. Job stuff.
So stressful. Yeah.
Really? I mean,
Oh my gosh.
you're still like young in your career. What are some of the things that you like get scared of doing?
Oh, get scared. Oh my gosh. Make mistakes for sure.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like it's fine. I mean, it's like everybody thinks mistakes is like totally fine. But I think when the moment where you realize you're like, oh my gosh, I like forgot to do that. And like, it's like, oh no.
Or an excess mistakes in one.
Yeah, in one time period. And you're
Yeah,
like,
you're like,
okay, well, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think make mistakes. But you sort of have to, the comfortability with mistakes, I think is a learned skill. And yeah. And then what else is hard? I think working 40 hours is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting a job was really hard.
Maintaining a social life and taking care of yourself.
Oh yeah.
Hard.
Really hard. Cooking for like one person is
Hard.
like really hard.
Yeah. Cooking for one person, especially. Why don't they make little milks? Zach and I always
Yes.
talked about this.
Yes.
Why
Milk
don't they
goes
make
bad.
smaller, like single people milk?
Yeah.
They have like 6 eggs, but I mean, if
Yeah,
you're
and
Ariel
bread,
Fulmer, you'll go
too.
through a dozen eggs. But
Gallons of
sometimes
milk.
I wish they. Sometimes when I was single and living alone,
Yeah.
or like living and cooking for myself, I always had roommates, but cooking for myself, it was so hard. I felt like I was throwing away so much food, and I think that's like a very big triggering thing for me.
Yeah.
Or not triggering, but the thing that really annoys me is throwing away all the food at the end of the week. I hate it. I hate it.
You
Yeah.
need to start composting because then
I have started composting.
then it feels a little bit better when like a strawberry goes bad or something. You
Yeah.
don't you don't like beat yourself up about it.
yeah.
You're like, it's for the worms.
It's for the worms.
Yeah.
It's for the worms. I'm feeding my worms.
Yeah. Although you have to be really like working in the healthcare setting and then composting, I have to be like really diligent and make sure that I'm not touching it before I go into the hospital, because there's been some of my patients who are severely immunocompromised that I've gotten ill from bacteria and things that grow only in compost. So I'm always like, I hope it wasn't me that brought it in. But yeah.
Yeah, because when you make mistakes, it's like high stakes.
Oh yeah. And like the normal person would be able to like fight these bacterium, but like you hear things like that and you're like, keep the compost outside.
I'll keep that in mind.
After you touch your, because the one that I have, it's like through LA and they come like every other week and it's like a tiny bin. I know you have worms, but mine, you have to like pry it open. It smells so bad and you have to snap it back. So like the second I touch it,
You're done.
clean my hands
I think
aggressively.
they collect those at the farmer's market in our neighborhood, where you like bring your bin and then dump it into their big bin.
I know they're piloting a new program where you can dump, I think there's certain pockets of LA where they're starting to have more composting options. They're like passing out bins for people and trialing it to see how it goes. But I think eventually it's going to go into your green bin.
Yeah, I think you can put it in your green bin now.
I really want to start like growing basil, mint, like stuff like that.
Ooh.
So I never have to buy it again.
Yeah.
Okay, if we do a Secret Santa, I know what to get.
Get her an arrow garden.
Yes,
An arrow garden.
I also
yeah.
need to just know how to garden. That's the big thing.
I need to learn how to garden.
I cannot help you with that. All of my plants die.
Yeah.
I know.
I've been wanting to garden too. I've been trimming trees recently because they be growing.
Right, because
They be growing and I have to.
Do you have the big old
Shears. Yeah. Mine aren't super big. Mine like fit in one hand, but
You're cutting like branches.
like
with those?
I'm cutting the olive trees, but I feel like I'm not doing a very, like you have to like basically give them a haircut and like do the shape and everything. But
You know who's really good at that?
who?
Matt.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Of course he is. Yeah. I've tried inviting him over. I'm like, come for a cocktail.
No. I feel like he's
Trim my tree.
I feel like he's like the Martha Stewart of all of us.
Yes.
You know, he just gets it.
He gets it.
He just gets it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's so good.
Handyman.
He's just like, he comes up with a menu for a, cocktail party on the fly. And
Yeah.
he always has the right things.
And then like redoing foundation the next day. I'm like, wow, a man of many gifts.
I know.
Yeah. I wish
He's a man of many
he'd just
gifts.
give me a couple.
Yeah, I know. Just share some of your gifts with me.
Yeah.
Should we do the Colbert Questionnaire?
Yeah, that one
yes.
was fun.
So the Colbert Questionnaire is
Colbert Questionnaire.
Colbert staff members have like created this this list of questions that's supposed to get you to like really know like Sandra Bullock or Keanu Reeves. And so we're gonna be known now.
All right, everybody.
Wait, is this like a segment that they kind of like Vogue? Where they
They do
have,
it like over and over again.
I haven't seen it.
And
Okay.
honestly, it's great.
It's great.
Really? You've watched many?
Well, I mean, yeah, of course. Oh, of course. I'm a huge late night shower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you watch them late at night or do you watch them the next day?
I definitely don't watch them live, but I do watch them late at night.
Fair enough.
Who is the hottest late night show host?
Oh.
Who are the current late night show hosts?
Well, they don't have to be current
Fallon.
because mine is Jon Stewart.
downstairs.
Yeah.
Colbert.
I met him in the
Ryan.
airport.
Was he really nice?
He was very nice. My mom ran after him.
Iconic.
And I was like,
As she
Mom,
should.
you're embarrassing me. And she has like a very thick South American accent and was like, Jean! Jean! And I was like, Mom! She's like, my older sister is a very big fan and like we watched him a lot growing up. And so she was like, this is our moment. Can you do this, Jean? Jean! It's definitely a family story. I was like, remember when Mom ran after Jon Stewart in the airport? Mortifying.
Oh my God. The three of you are like,
Oh God. Yeah.
Did you talk to him or just her?
Just her. I was just like beet red. Just like, I'm so embarrassed.
how old
I was
were
a
you?
teenager at the time. I was probably 16. Yeah. And I was like, please.
I have
Crime
not-
mortification time.
Yeah.
The only times that I've seen a celebrity in LA is when I'm with someone who points it out. Like I cannot like see somebody in a crowd, and I think
Agreed.
it's because I don't wear my glasses like enough. But
You literally can't see.
I truly cannot see.
Yeah.
But we saw Ali Wong, my friend Kevin, shout out, and we saw Jenna Marbles with my sister.
Wow.
Oh, and Pauline Chalamet with my friend Larissa.
Pauline Chalamet?
Yeah, I was
that
like
Timothée
oh my gosh. And we
Chalamet's
talked
sister?
to her. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's also in Sex Lives of College Girls.
Oh,
She seems cool. She was like at a double date. I don't know if this is like private information.
I mean, if they were out and she's a public figure, it's not private.
yeah. And they had like a dog, and it was like her best friend's birthday because we talked to her, and yeah, she was like pretty nice.
Wow.
New best
And I was
friend.
like, you're actually my sister-in-law.
Is that?
Future sister-in-law.
I
maybe.
never
We'll see.
recognize anyone. I think, yeah,
Yeah.
Zach's really good, even with face masks on. We were like on an airport tram, and he's like, "That's Chanel Monáe." I was like, "What?"
Oh, wow.
That's Chanel Monáe. I was like, "Really?" I was like, "I can't even tell. Can't even tell." I feel like there's just so many beautiful people in LA as well.
Yeah.
You never know. It could be
Everyone's
like a
just-
B-list actor and you're like,
Yeah.
or
I
they
read
could
that-
just
yeah.
be a graphic designer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, for real.
I think it could be Miles. They're like, damn.
Yeah, I think it's super overwhelming to go into a restaurant and have every single person be beautiful. Because I think one person being beautiful, you're like, wow, good for them. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
They're
Good for
beautiful.
them.
But if every single person, it's like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Like, this can't be real.
I went to like on Friday and Saturday nights. I ended up in Silver Lake both days this weekend, and I went to dinner. And I was just looked around both nights. And I was like, wow, there are a lot of beautiful people. I mean, there are trendy restaurants in Silver Lake, but I was just like, wow, I'm intimidated.
If I walked into that, I would think you fit right in.
Oh, thank you so much.
I love your hair today. Did you get it? Did you cut your bangs?
No,
No?
no.
You look great.
I freshly washed.
Do you shower in the morning or night?
I worked out this morning. I woke up at 6 a.m.
Whoa.
Yeah. I
Gosh.
woke up at like technically 5:30, and I worked out from 6 to 7, and now I am here.
God damn.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Great job.
my
I've been trying to
gosh.
do it. I've done it the last like 3 podcasts. So
You just got to manifest that.
yeah.
What do you do
Like,
to
I'm
work
going
out?
to do it.
I've been doing a little bit of weight training. And then the rest of the week I'm doing cardio, but Mondays are weights.
Whoa.
That's great.
Well,
How does it make you feel?
good.
Yeah.
But it's hard. I'm not like a morning person, so I'm trying to teach myself to be more of a morning person.
Yeah.
I don't like wake up just ready to take on the day. But I've been trying to go to bed earlier. Like a
That helps.
10 to 10:30. Yeah. Which usually I was like 11:30.
Weight training is also really technical. Like, you can really mess up your
Yeah.
back, whatever.
Yeah. I found out I was doing squats wrong my entire life.
Oh, I'm sure I'm doing them wrong.
Yeah. I had someone at the gym that I work at watch me do squats, and he's like, no, you're not engaging. You've been engaging your quads the entire time. You actually, if you do it this way, you can engage your butt. And I was like, oh, I didn't know.
Do you work out?
I just run, straight run, don't stretch, which is really bad.
Don't
It's
do
actually
Rainie.
really bad.
I see you as a runner.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I really, really, really need to stretch. When I ran cross country, we stretched before and after, which was great.
Yeah.
it's so boring. And I also don't really know how to do it. Like, I feel like it's
Stretching?
like, yeah, I think I just need a routine of like,
Stretching is very boring.
Yeah.
In comparison to running. But
yeah.
just like holding a pose for an extended period of time. Even just like, I have really tight hips. Most of the world does. But just holding like I don't remember what yoga pose it is.
Oh, yeah,
Pigeon?
pigeon.
Yeah.
But do you guys listen to music when you work out?
I have to.
Yeah.
I have to.
My headphones weren't working yesterday. I'm still upset about it.
I feel like 75% of my workout
Yeah.
is just,
The music.
yeah.
Yeah. Who's your top 3 artists like for workout? You can only have 3 artists for the rest of your life.
3 artists for the rest of my life.
That's so hard.
That's really hard.
Brittany.
It's Britney, bitch.
You better work, bitch.
Yeah.
I feel like Stevie Wonder isn't a good workout, but it's just so beautiful.
Music in general.
Like
yeah.
I think sometimes you just gotta, even for running, I feel like it doesn't always have to be like hype.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You could kind of slow it down and
Yeah.
take it easy for a minute.
Yeah, exactly. Pitbull.
Pitbull.
Mr. 305.
He's Mr. Worldwide. Mr. Worldwide.
Bruno Mars is also
Guys,
really
Bruno
good.
Mars.
Pitbull's coming to the Hollywood Bowl, and I'm kind of down. Does anyone want to come with me?
Yeah.
I love the Hollywood Bowl. I will totally go.
But
with
like
you.
Pitbull.
I'm down. I've actually been to a Pitbull and Kesha concert.
Have you?
Yes, they did a concert together.
Oh my god.
Wait, Pitbull and who?
And Kesha.
Zach's
It was awesome.
sister went to a Pitbull concert, and she told me that it may have been one of the best concerts of her life.
I believe that.
And that girl has gone to a lot of concerts.
concerts.
It's like her job, so I trust her.
Yeah, because at a concert, you really only want to know the words, you know? And Pitbull, you're definitely going to know the words.
But he's always featured. It's just like, I'm just so curious as to what his concert would be like.
Well, you can play featured songs like at your concert, right? That's kind of a hack.
Yeah.
I think it would be a big dance. Like, get out of your seats.
Yeah.
I think it's on a Tuesday.
Who cares?
But please come with me.
School night. I mean, I go to bed at the same time any day.
I think I showed it to Zach, and he might be out of town that week, so I'm on my own. So I'll have to.
You are not on your own, Maggie. I'm going to that concert with
Imagine
you.
me sitting at the Hollywood Bowl, jamming to Pitbull by myself.
Okay, if you're jamming, sitting with your just
No, I'll be full on like on both my feet for sure.
How do you feel about like going to a restaurant by yourself? Because I've recently gone into it.
I love
really.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's very, it's very like soothing. Or I don't know about soothing, but like, it's like,
A lot of the times I'm not able to go to lunch with some of my friends who are coworkers, so I'm on my own all the time.
Yeah.
I love going. There's a hand roll bar close to my work that I love going to, and I feel like that was the segue of me being comfortable going to restaurants by myself, which I got over it many years ago. But sitting there with my AirPods on or my Kindle reading and just like being fed hand rolls, the best.
amazing.
The best.
I could eat sushi for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I know, right? Have you ever made it?
Yes, I have made it, but do you want to see a photo of my
You know
sushi?
I do.
You've made
It didn't really work out that well. I need a sharper knife is the big issue.
oh yeah, sushi knife.
I feel like when you try to make something, you learn to appreciate the like artistry and the skill.
Oh, yeah.
that goes into it.
Like it's actually just
Oh my goodness. Wait.
Describe it. Describe it, Maggie.
Wait. Okay, so it looks like, was this supposed to be a rolled roll or a hand roll?
a rolled roll.
A rolled roll.
We're starting out really well.
So it looks like you have
A poke bowl,
some,
really.
yeah, it looks like a poke bowl with like kind of nori scattered all over the place.
Yeah.
But it looks delicious.
It tasted
sure.
good.
It's gonna look like
sure.
that in your belly anyway. So like,
Yeah.
what's the difference?
Truly.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. It's kind of like you just went like, oh, forget it.
Yeah, I was like, I really think I can master it.
I think you could too.
absolutely.
It looks like an
just-
Emily
yeah.
Mariko bowl, which goals.
Okay, going back to it, you got it. It's not. It's just about having the confidence,
Exactly.
you know, and you got to practice.
and the
gotta
supplies. And the supplies.
Yeah. I really think if I got a sharper knife, because it really fell apart at the knife cutting. So
yeah.
And he does, but there's a really cute like seafood or like sushi grade fish store in San Marino County.
Oh.
And it is so delicious and everybody is like super friendly.
Okay, there are so many Christmas gift ideas that are just coming to me right now that I have
Guys,
to
I
write
don't think
them
we
down.
ever got to the questions.
No, I will also get to the questions. Hold on, Rainie.
We like introed it and then just like completely went on a tangent.
Rainie knife sharpener.
Also, I was at the farmer's market yesterday and there is a guy who like will sharpen your knives for you. So I can send you that.
Yeah, that's huge.
I
also
took his
think-
card because I was like, I will be needing this.
Wes likes to watch him.
Oh.
Yeah, we pretend that he's sharpening swords.
That's
cute.
I know.
okay.
That's really cute. Is he like a truck guy or a sword guy, fantasy guy?
Both.
Okay.
You mean Wes? I thought you meant the knife sharpener guy. I was like, yeah, he comes in a truck. Is he a truck guy or a fantasy guy?
Like,
He's
especially
everything.
kids are like, they have like one high key interest.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like.
What were you?
What was it? I think I was a little sister. Like, I don't even know. Like, whatever my sister was doing, I was like, I'll do that too.
Yours was ponies. Yeah.
Ponies.
I loved the zoo. I loved animals.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Did you ever think about becoming a zoologist?
I wanted to be Eliza Thornberry.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Didn't everyone?
Well, your best friend is a marine biologist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. My sister's a dolphin trainer.
That's pretty cool.
What?
Where does she work?
She works at the Georgia Aquarium.
Oh.
But she was like a teen zoo volunteer, whatever. I didn't get it. I applied. But it's okay because
You were rejected.
I really don't think I would have been. I like, for example, like, so my sister worked at
Rainie,
like
you are so hilarious. I know. I love you so much.
I didn't get it.
I did not. It's, you know what? I didn't even want to do it anyway. But there was this like dog daycare center that my sister worked at one summer, and I was like, I'm gonna do that too. And I went and I like took 2 showers afterwards, and I still couldn't get the smell off. And so I got the job, and I was like, I have to decline.
What?
It was so
You just
gross.
smelled like wet dog? Yeah. The entire, that's rough.
Yeah. And it was also just so hot. And I was like, this isn't fun. I need to go babysit my cousins instead. That's what I did.
I'll get just as stinky.
Yeah.
Colbert Questionnaire.
Okay. I'm going to talk really quickly.
Action.
Colbert's team has crafted questions to quickly look into someone's soul. So let's do it. All right. Rainie, you first. What's the best sandwich?
Okay, so when I was growing up, there was this market, Spinelli's Market, shout out on Dexter and 23rd in Denver. You should definitely go, although the owner switched. But there was a sandwich called the Tuscan, and I got it with no pear, and that's the best sandwich.
What's it?
No pear.
Yeah, because there's pear in it, and I don't like.
Mushy pear, crunchy pear.
I never had it.
No pear.
No pear. I don't like when fruit is in savory things. It's like very disorienting to me.
Interesting.
So what is in a Tuscan sandwich?
Yeah.
It's like ciabatta, chicken, pesto, I think spinach, and goat cheese.
Whoa.
I think. Yeah.
That sounds really good.
Maggie, what about you?
Okay, so I have a love affair with Dutch Crunch bread. I love any sandwich that's made with it. There's not many places in LA that have it. I think Ike's is one of them, but I don't love Dutch Crunch.
Yeah.
It's just like a style of making bread.
So is it super crunchy on the outside?
Yes.
And soft on the inside?
It can wreck the top of your mouth. But
I've had bread like that.
yeah, it's so yummy.
You love it?
I love Dutch Crunch bread. So I think my ideal sandwich, there's a place in San Luis Obispo, if anyone lives up there or is visiting, it's called High Street Deli. They are kings and queens of Dutch Crunch making bread. And I think ideally turkey, avocado, bacon,
It's lovely. Okay, moving
veggies. Next.
on. What is something that you should throw away but haven't, Rainie?
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. You know what? Actually, I have a Tempur-Pedic mattress pad that I think that I love. I'm obsessed with it, but I've had it for a long time, and I think I need to get a new I need to get a real mattress. Like, because I'm just like, I feel like I'm too old for that. That's like a college thing. But I'm like, I can get the cheapest mattress ever, and then I'll just put my Tempur-Pedic on it. And that's been my strategy. But I think I'm worried about, like, I'm like, is this going to have long-term bad effects? But maybe it won't.
But maybe.
Sorry, like what?
It's very hard for me to just leave that hanging.
Like, I don't know, like wear and tear on your body if it's not a real mattress for like 10 years sleeping on not a real mattress.
It has like your body imprint into it.
Yeah.
Because it's foam. After, eventually, with heat and things, it does.
I mean, but like,
But I guess you would hurt immediately.
yeah,
Yeah.
and people say that Tempur-Pedic mattresses, which is basically just like a mattress pad but thicker, are supposed to last like 20 years.
What?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah,
and
I
so they're built to be used for 20 years, so it's probably okay.
I mean, I don't know about the mattress pad. I'm no expert in like Tempur-Pedic mattress pads, but
Yeah.
my parents bought a Tempur-Pedic mattress like 10 years ago, and I remember they justified the cost by saying like, well, it's going to last us 20 years, you know, and you know, saying that well, other mattresses don't last this long.
Yeah.
And so I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like buying mattress, immediate dread. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't go into one of those stores. I can't lie on the thing. I have no idea what it's going to be.
It's also just such a high price point, and like if it doesn't work, you're like, well, now what?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Maggie.
Maggie?
It's funny you say that. I think I have a memory foam pillow that Zach still insists on using, probably since when I was in 6th grade. So a very long time. I should get rid of that. I got us new pillows and told him I threw it away, and he was like very heartbroken, but I was still keeping it like somewhere hidden just in case, because he has back problems, and I didn't know if these new pillows were going to work out. So we're still holding on to it. It's in the garage somewhere hoarded. He has no idea.
Zach, do not listen.
Do not listen. He was so upset when he found out.
So foam things.
Foam things.
Sounds like you got, just
They last too long.
Okay. Have you ever asked someone for their autograph? And who?
Rainie.
I feel like I've asked like the Try Guys to sign my contract. But that's it.
That's not the same thing.
I don't think I feel like if I see a celebrity, like I just listed the 3 people, I'm like,
Selfie. I feel like selfies are the new autograph. I have a book from one of the first times I went to Disneyland, and I asked all the characters I met that day for their autographs. And the characters actually had pretty good autographs. You could tell that they practiced.
I bet.
Yeah. Pluto had a very cute one. Cinderella had a very cute one. Mulan had a good one. But
That's adorable.
I just had like a little booklet. No photos, I don't think, unless they're hoarded somewhere very far that I've never seen. But I still have my Disney autograph book.
That's adorable. I love that. Oh, what is your favorite smell?
Ooh.
oh my gosh, probably like the mountains. I think the mountains, it's like coffee in the mountains. There's nothing better.
So like coffee and like fresh air.
Yeah,
like
fresh
when it
air.
rained.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like I think, well, because I'm from Colorado, so like you know, for like my grandparents' 80th or my grandma's 80th birthday, she hiked a 14er, and I didn't because it was too hard. But like we stayed in the mountains and we had coffee, and I was just like, this moment is great. Aww. You know.
You're like, I'm gonna remember this forever.
Yeah.
You know, sensory memories like that really stick with you.
Yeah.
I'm a weirdo. I love pink, like artificially flavored soap that they have in public restrooms. I love that smell.
Yeah.
It reminds me of my childhood.
That is so funny.
A lot of people hate that smell.
Yeah.
I am just soothed by it.
describe the smell, because
Because nowadays they have like the foaming ones that are automatic and stuff. But when you go into just like a bathroom that supplies the pink,
it has that really, really like cotton candy pink color.
Yeah.
I love that smell.
It's-
Target has it for sure.
Is it like vaguely floral and also vaguely fruity?
It's like floral and sweet.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Someone
Okay.
make me a candle with that
Okay.
scent, and I'll have it overpower you when you come over.
Your whole house
It
smells
smells
like
like
it.
a Target bathroom.
Okay, what is your least favorite smell?
Gasoline.
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 Lots of people like the smell of gasoline, but my pheromones don't like it.
I think like vomit.
Oh,
And it's so specific too.
yeah.
You can always tell when somebody's vomited.
Yeah, and it's usually in like an enclosed space.
Yeah. Like an airplane or something. Blah. What is the most used app on your phone?
Oh, TikTok.
Maggie?
Aside, are we talking like not social media?
No, absolutely social media. Okay, say your most used social media and then your non-social media one.
Oh, okay. TikTok. I just use it as Google. Whenever I need something, it's like the other day I was like shopping for something and I was like, best this. And there's just like people making reviews on things. So
Oh, wow.
use it like that. And then the one that's non-social media, probably my period app, because I'm always like, I probably check that thing every single day because I'm anxious about the next time it happens.
I think
Are you checking to see?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what non-social media, probably messages. Messages I think counts as social media though. Photos and Google Drive.
Be
a
Real.
lot.
Be Real is a new one.
Be Real.
We love Be Real.
It's time to be real.
It's time to be real.
What is it? Tell me.
You haven't heard of Be Real yet, Ariel?
It's
okay,
like-
here we go.
Like a photo app?
So you get a ping. It can be at 8 a.m. It can be at 11 p.m. Every single day. And you have 2 minutes to post a selfie, front facing and your POV. And it goes to a feed and only your friends that you've accepted can see it.
Oh.
So it's like
that.
an unmanicured look into other people's lives.
It's almost like, this is what I'm doing right
It's
now.
like low stakes social media.
Yeah.
Where you can just see what your friends are doing in that
I kind of
point
love
of time.
that because there's such a high like wall to get past to post something or like send something to your friends or you know, like, and I never take photos of myself.
Yeah.
And so people are always saying like, well, it's always photos of your kids or this or that. And it's like, because that's what I think is cute. That's what passes the test for me.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's
That, I love that. Be real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be real.
Downloading. Okay. What happens after you die? Dun, dun, dun.
nothing.
See, I've always thought that like decomposing to me sounds crazier than having something else. Cause I think like humans, like the spiritual energy is so strong and so intense that I'm like, energy cannot be created or destroyed. And like, I just feel like,
Love that.
like, I can't imagine just like done.
Yeah.
So I think something, but I don't, I think
your time on earth and your legacy will continue, but physically.
Physically, your body will decompose.
Yeah.
And
Are you like
become the
okay
earth
with
again.
that?
I think
does
so.
that give you anxiety or is it like soothing somehow?
I feel like hopefully by the time I'm ready to go, I would have checked off things and lived a very fulfilled life, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so hard for me not to comment. I want to be like, I believe this, but I'm not going to.
I feel like having kids probably warps your point of view too. Or changes your point of view.
For sure.
Because I'm looking at it in such a different lens right now.
No, it won't change it that much. Yeah. Apples or oranges?
I like an apple. I'm not a huge fruit person because I don't. What? No.
Hot takes with Rainie.
What? You call yourself vegetables?
Yeah, I would so much rather eat a vegetable, like a crisp little cucumber, than like
Crisp.
I think my issue is the texture varies so much with fruit, and you never really know, like when you're biting into something, if it's going to be like absolutely disgusting or just look delicious. Also, I don't really like I'm not a huge sweets person. Like I'm not really into dessert.
Got it.
So
Citrus.
fruit
all
doesn't
the
do
way.
it for me.
Citrus. Yeah, you are.
Citrus all the way.
You're a citrus girl.
Apples are really good too. Love myself a good Honey Crisp apple.
Especially if it's cold.
I love that oranges have like their little gushers, their nature's gushers.
They are.
They're like so perfect for travel.
And there's just so many different variations. They're so beautiful.
Do you guys ever take the membrane off to try to eat it like that? Or do you just chomp in?
Membrane off.
You know, when you pull Miles gets it. When you pull a piece of orange off of its like circle, do you ever? So I like to stick my fingernail in and pull the middle
white
of
stuff?
I've never
kind of the
done
middle of
that.
the membrane off because I find it always kind of gets stuck in my teeth or something, and then like the good part, the little juicy gushery part, is underneath, and I just rip those off.
I do that with grapefruit because the membrane is the bitter part. So people are often like, grapefruits are so bitter. And it's like, well, if you pull that away, then it's
And just get the
much
good part.
sweeter.
Yeah, then it's just juice.
Yeah.
Juicy.
It's got
well,
the
that
juice.
is that's the end of that. So, audience, I hope you feel like you know Rainie and Maggie now.
Yes.
Huge. I feel like we don't like ask you guys questions enough. You know, just to be like, answer this question. Tell me about yourself. You know, I want to do that more.
What is life but an interview?
Yeah.
Seriously. We should end on honestly, we should end on that. I feel like Miles is telling us to wrap it up. And you know what? What is life but an interview?
Yeah.
Let's think on that. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us for this very special episode. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. Make sure that you are washing your hands, tipping your servers, peeing after sex. Be nice to people, especially in crowded places. Everybody's hurrying around these days. Just slow it down. Be real.
Be real.
Take selfies. What did I miss?
No, that's
get
great.
vaccinated.
Yeah.
Tell somebody that you love them. Anywho, be safe. Love you. Bye.
Bye.